REED-BBS. BBS. Blackberg Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.
REED-BBS. BBS. Let's do a little Tank talk in this one. Gervonta Tank Davis. Among other topics involving Tank, Errol Spence's name has come up in the realm of sparring with Errol Spence to help prep him for his upcoming rematch with Terrence Bud Crawford. Of course, we all know Crawford made the decision to fight Spence southpaw, and EJ had all kinds of problems with the southpaw jab. In fact, Bud never switched to orthodox from what I could recall. And I get it. Everyone's saying, hey, yeah, you need some good elite level, fast, hard-hitting southpaw sparring. I've also heard rumors of Boots Ennis in that regard. And, of course, there's the rumors of Derrick James being replaced by Coach Calvin. So I see where all of this is coming from. Tank, sparring, Coach Calvin being there, et cetera, et cetera. Look, I'm in no position to speak on that particular piece of it, so I won't. But I'll say this. Spence already has a fucking southpaw in his camp by the name of Frank Martin. Remember him? Frank Martin. Yeah, he's also a southpaw. He's bigger and stronger than Tank even. So he may not punch quite with the level of pop that Tank has, but in every other regard, he's as good or even better southpaw sparring for Errol Spence. To me, if it's just about work and learning to adjust to punches and jabs from that particular angle, I mean, why you gonna get a 5'5" dude when you got like a 5'8" dude who's already in your stable? Like, that makes no sense at all to me. So getting on to the meatier portion of this video, Tank and the WBA, it's now being rumored that the World Boxing Association will award their 135-pound title to Gervonta Tank Davis. And that's because their title is currently in limbo with Devin Haney being the undisputed champion and on the precipice of facing Regis Rougarou Prograis at 140 pounds for the WBC title. Here's what we do know. Whenever there's an undisputed champion, the sanctioning bodies hate it. They want money and fights and sanctioning fees coming in at all times. Well, when you only got one man with the belt and he's got to fulfill these mandatories by these other sanctioning bodies, that's gonna lessen your pot, lessen your intake of funds for that fucking year. So they hate it. So with that, yeah, they're gonna start issuing out watered down versions. They'll probably elevate Dev to a super champion at 135, WBA super champion, like he's the WBC champion in recess already, which is what allowed Shakur and Frank Martin to even negotiate for the vacant title. But keeping it about Tank, so yeah, he's going to be awarded the WBA title, it sounds, at 135, which brings me to Tank's title belt history. So back in 2017, Tank won the legitimate IBF 130-pound title against Jose Pedraza. Tank lost that title on the scales right before he beat Fonseca. I forget Omar Fonseca. I forget his name. Freddie Fonseca, but I know Ryan knocked him out also. The same Fonseca. Then Tank got the legit WBA version of the 130-pound title. He beat Mr. Cuellar for it. And he had a couple of defenses of said title. Tank moves up to 135. He wins a secondary version of the WBA title when he fought Gamboa. I remember that title was vacant. That was a secondary version of that title. It was not the legit belt because Lomachenko was already the actual WBA champion on his way to unifying with Jorge Linares and Luke Campbell and then Teofimo effing Lopez. That's how that went down. Then Tank moves up to 140 and wins a secondary version of the WBA title against Mario Barrios. That was in 2021. But as was the case at 35 in Loma, at 40, Josh Taylor was already the actual WBA champion en route to unifying. He won the World Boxing Super Series. He beat Regis Prograis and then fully unified against Jose Ramirez. So, fine. You want to go ahead and gift wrap a legit version, quote unquote, legit version of your WBA title at 135 to Tank. Fine. I get it. I mean, no fighter in boxing, let alone at 135 pounds, is going to generate a larger sanctioning fee for a sanctioning body than Gervonta Tank Davis would. I get it. It is what it is. I just wish the Tank would be more ambitious in terms of accumulating legit titles. Almost said turds because it's bullshit. But yeah, accumulating legit versions of titles. Because it's like trophy cases, man. Let's fill them shits up legitimately, bruh. But Tank, he's on that legacy don't pay bills motto. That's the Floyd way, I guess. And it is what it is. But yeah, WBA, soon to be WBA champion at 135, Gervonta Tank Davis. REED-BBS, BBS. Black Burp Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television, Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.